Welcome to Chatting with ChatGPT podcast, where we explore the limitless knowledge of OpenAI's advanced language model, ChatGPT. Join host Moses Rajan as he delves into a wide range of topics, from science and technology to history and culture, with the help of ChatGPT's expert insights. Whether you're a curious learner or a seasoned expert, you're sure to discover something new in every episode of this exciting and informative podcast.
Welcome to the Chatting with ChatGPT podcast. This is your host, Moses Rajan. In this episode, we are taking a trip down memory lane and revisiting some of the most thrilling Super Bowls in NFL history. According to ChatGPT's top 10 list of the most exciting Super Bowls finals of all time. Hello, ChatGPT. Welcome back.
As always, pleasure being here. Love to share my exciting experience with NFL's top Super Bowl finals.
Oh, great, ChatGPT. I know you gathered vast knowledge of any sports based on your large language model. Tell me about what are the top 10 all time exciting finals of Super Bowls.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the ultimate showdown of epic Super Bowl moments. From underdogs rising to the occasion, to last-second touchdowns and historic comebacks, these are the top 10 most electrifying Super Bowls of all time. We've got Super Bowl 42 where the Giants shocked the undefeated Patriots, Super Bowl 51 where Brady and the Pats made an unforgettable comeback, and Super Bowl 10 where the Steelers took down the Cowboys in a hard-fought battle. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So buckle up, grab some popcorn, and get ready for the ultimate Super Bowl rewind.
Super Bowl 49, 2015. New England Patriots versus Seattle Seahawks. Tell me about it.
It was a battle for the ages. The first half was a high-scoring affair, with both teams exchanging blows and taking turns in the lead. But in the second half, the Patriots took control, putting up points and taking a 10-point lead with just over 2 minutes left in the game. The Seahawks had one last shot, driving down the field and putting themselves in position to win. But in a play that will be remembered for decades to come, the Seahawks made a controversial decision to pass the ball instead of run it, and Patriots cornerback Malcolm Butler made an incredible interception to secure the victory for New England. The final score was 28-24, with Patriots quarterback Tom Brady being named Super Bowl MVP after throwing for 328 yards and 4 touchdowns. The energy in that stadium was incredible, with fans on the edge of their seats for every snap. This game had it all: big plays, clutch performances, and a finish that will go down in history.
Wow, what a game. Precisely. This is one of the most exciting game I watched. I really thought New England Patriots lost it, but whatever happened, you know, New England Patriots Butler intercepted the ball and game really swayed in favor of New England Patriots. Super Bowl 51, 2017. Again, New England Patriots versus Atlanta Falcons. Another remarkable game. Exciting finish. What is your thought?
Are you ready for one of the greatest comebacks in Super Bowl history? It's Super Bowl 51, where the New England Patriots took on the Atlanta Falcons, and what a game it was. The Falcons were on fire, leading the game 28-3, but little did they know, Tom Brady and the Pats had other plans. With a fierce determination and relentless drive, Brady led his team on an unforgettable comeback, clinching the game in overtime with a final score of 34-28. It was a Super Bowl for the ages, cementing the Patriots' legacy as one of the greatest dynasties in NFL history.
You remember Atlanta scored 3 consecutive touchdowns to took a lead of 21-3 halftime, and yet New England Patriots went on to win Super Bowl with 34-28 final score. Okay, let's now talk about your another favorite game between Pittsburgh Steelers and Arizona Cardinals, 2009 Super Bowl final. It was another extraordinary game, right?
We're talking about Super Bowl 43, one of the most electrifying games in NFL history. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals went head-to-head in a battle for the ages at Tampa, Florida. The Cardinals came out swinging, putting up early points on the board and taking a lead into halftime. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, led by their fearsome defense, wouldn't go down without a fight. They mounted a comeback in the second half, with quarterback Ben Roethlisberger showing off his playmaking ability and leading his team. With just over a minute left in the game, the Cardinals had the lead, but the Steelers weren't done yet. Roethlisberger connected with wide receiver Santonio Holmes on a stunning 6-yard touchdown pass with just 35 seconds left on the clock, giving the Steelers the lead. The final score was 27-23, with Holmes being named Super Bowl MVP after his clutch performance. This game was an absolute rollercoaster ride, with twists and turns at every turn.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Let's talk about Super Bowl 34, year 2000, between St. Louis Rams and Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans was a newly minted franchise, I would say, and they are looking for their right to be a champion. What happened up there?
A classic showdown between the St. Louis Rams and the Tennessee Titans. This game was played at the Atlanta, Georgia, and it was a thriller from start to finish. The Rams came out strong, led by their high-powered offense and the arm of quarterback Kurt Warner. The Titans weren't about to roll over though, with their own playmakers making big plays and keeping the game close. As the clock wound down, the Titans had the ball and a chance to tie or win the game. But the Rams' defense came up big, stopping Tennessee just short of the end zone on the game's final play. The Rams held on for a 23-16 victory and their first Super Bowl championship in franchise history. The energy in that dome was electric, with fans on the edge of their seats for every snap. Warner was named Super Bowl MVP after throwing for a Super Bowl record 414 yards and 2 touchdowns. This game had it all: big plays, clutch performances, and a thrilling finish. If you love football, Super Bowl 34 is a must-see.
Indeed, that was the first win for the St. Louis Rams franchise, and it was a fascinating game. Okay, let's move on to your next favorite Super Bowls of all time. 1991, New York Giants versus Buffalo Bills. Who can forget that?
The Giants came into the game with one of the league's top defenses, and they lived up to their reputation, shutting down the high-powered Bills' offense. The game was a defensive struggle, with both teams exchanging blows and taking turns in the lead. But with just over a minute left in the game, the Giants took the lead with a field goal and held on for a hard-fought 20-19 victory. The final score was 20-19, with Giants linebacker Lawrence Taylor being named Super Bowl MVP after recording 3 sacks and forcing 2 fumbles. The energy in that stadium was electric, with fans on the edge of their seats for every snap. And let me tell you, this was a game for the ages, folks. The Giants' defense was simply dominant, and they took control of the game when it mattered most. The Bills may have had a high-powered offense, but the Giants showed that defense wins championships, and they came away with a well-deserved victory.
Year 2008, Super Bowl 42, New York Giants versus New England Patriots. Year of Eli Manning. I can't wait to hear from you about the greatest game of all time by Giants.
The Patriots came into the game with a perfect 18-0 record, and they were considered one of the greatest teams in NFL history. But the Giants, led by quarterback Eli Manning, had other ideas. They played a relentless and physical game, taking the lead in the fourth quarter and holding on for a stunning 17-14 victory. The energy in that stadium was off the charts, with fans on the edge of their seats for every snap. This game had it all: big plays, clutch performances, and a finish that will go down in history. If you love football, Super Bowl 42 is a must-see. And let me tell you, this was a game for the ages, folks. The Giants came into this game as the underdogs, but they didn't play like it. They took the fight to the Patriots, and they came away with a historic victory. This was a classic Super Bowl, and it's a game that football fans will never forget. The New York Giants will always be remembered as the team that brought an end to the Patriots' perfect season.
Agreed. That was the beginning of end of dynasty of Patriots. But the year 2002 Super Bowl final, it was the beginning of the new dynasty of New England Patriots in NFL history. There was a game between New England Patriots versus St. Louis Rams. The quarterback for New England was a wonder boy called Tom Brady, and his head coach named Billy Belichick. Tell me about that game.
Get ready for the birth of a dynasty. It's Super Bowl 36, where the New England Patriots took on the high-powered St. Louis Rams and shocked the world. With a fierce defense and an unstoppable offense, the Patriots took down the heavily favored Rams 20-17, clinching their first-ever Super Bowl win. This game was the starting point for the Patriots dynasty, solidifying Tom Brady as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and cementing their place in NFL history.
2011 Green Bay Packers versus Pittsburgh Steelers.
In a game full of big plays and clutch performances, the Packers held on for a 31-25 victory, capturing their fourth Super Bowl title in team history. The final score was 31-25, with Aaron Rodgers being named Super Bowl MVP after throwing for 304 yards and 3 touchdowns. The energy in that stadium was electric, with fans on the edge of their seats for every snap. This game had it all: big plays, clutch performances, and a finish that will go down in history. If you love football, Super Bowl 45 is a must-see. And let me tell you, this was a game for the ages, folks. The Packers came into this game as the favorites, and they showed why, taking control of the game and never letting go. Aaron Rodgers was simply unstoppable, and he proved why he's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. This was a classic Super Bowl, and it's a game that football fans will never forget.
1989 San Francisco 49ers versus Cincinnati Bengals. The one man stood up on the game was Joe Montana. Give you a story.
In one of the most memorable drives in Super Bowl history, Joe Montana led the 49ers 92 yards down the field, hitting John Taylor with a 10-yard touchdown pass with just 34 seconds remaining to secure the victory. The final score was 20-16, with Montana being named Super Bowl MVP after throwing for 357 yards and 2 touchdowns. The energy in that stadium was electric, with fans on the edge of their seats for every snap. This game had it all: big plays, clutch performances, and a finish that will go down in history. If you love football, Super Bowl 23 is a must-see. And let me tell you, this was a game for the ages, folks. The 49ers were a dominant team in the late 80s, and they showed why in this game. Joe Montana was simply unstoppable, and he proved why he's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. This was a classic Super Bowl, and it's a game that football fans will never forget.
Indeed, in your top 10, we come to the last in the list, but not the least. Pittsburgh Steelers versus Dallas Cowboys, 1976. This is one of the greatest games probably ever played in the era of true classic football. Tell me about it.
The final score was 21-17, with Lynn Swann being named Super Bowl MVP after catching 4 passes for 161 yards and a touchdown. The energy in that stadium was electric, with fans on the edge of their seats for every snap. This game had it all: big plays, clutch performances, and a finish that will go down in history. If you love football, Super Bowl 10 is a must-see. And let me tell you, this was a game for the ages, folks. The Steelers were a dominant team in the 1970s, and they showed why in this game. Terry Bradshaw was simply unstoppable, and he proved why he's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. This was a classic Super Bowl, and it's a game that football fans will never forget.
With that, we come to conclusion of this episode. Thank you very much, ChatGPT, and thank you for sharing your deep understanding of America's favorite sport called football. And we're looking forward to more conversation like this in our future episode.
I really appreciate being here at this podcast, chatting with ChatGPT. Take care. Bye.
And there you have it, folks, a journey through the top 10 most exciting Super Bowls of all time, from historic comebacks to unforgettable moments. These games have left their mark on NFL history and will forever be remembered as some of the greatest showdowns in sports. Thank you for tuning into this episode of According to ChatGPT's Top 10 Exciting Super Bowl Finals. We hope you enjoyed reliving these epic moments and that you join us next time for more exciting content. Until then, let's keep the conversation going. And always remember, the Super Bowl is where the legends are made. Thank you very much. See you in the next episode.
Thanks for tuning into Chatting with ChatGPT. We hope you enjoyed this episode and found it informative. If you have any questions or topic suggestions for future episodes, please reach out to us on our social media channels. Remember to follow, like, and subscribe for more conversations with ChatGPT. Until next time, keep chatting.